Hi everybody, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. And for those who don't know, I'm Tina. Hi. Yes, today we are going to be doing a come clean with me. Yes, I got a little bit of a mess going on here. I have been doing laundry. As you can see, I got tons of laundry over here. I don't know yet if I'm going to be doing a come fold laundry with me or not. Right now we're going to be just doing the dishwasher. Yeah, that's fine. I have some friends on here on my channel that really enjoy my come clean with me's. That gives them the motivations to get up and do some cleaning around the house. And if this helps you get the motivation to do it, then that makes me feel wonderful. Because I'm happy that I'm helping those that usually don't have the motivation to want to clean their house. And trust me, I know exactly what that's like. When I was with my ex-husband, he was a hoarder. He was a hoarder, and our house was just full of clutter. He was also abusive physically and mentally, and one day he took my laptop, threw it across the room, put a hole in our big screen TV, the flat one. Back then they were kind of new, and so it was an expensive one. And so I had been, because we were living in Canasteel, we had just moved up from Georgia, and we were living in Canasteel, but my goal was to live in Hornell, which is where I was, born and raised. And so I was slowly, saving up money, and I had about $1,000 saved up to, move to Hornell. And I had to use that money to replace the TV set that he destroyed. And being a hoarder, he wouldn't get rid of the TV. He had this, thought process of someday I'll get it fixed. And so we had, a TV that had a big hole in it in the living room, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. We had like a pathway getting from one room to the other. And the reason why I stayed with him as long as I did was because I wasn't working. I was disabled, but I didn't have the money for, my disability at that time. And I didn't have disability for Josie. It wasn't until we actually got up here to New York that I did all that disability for Josie, disability for myself, and I was able to get the disability. And with that, we were actually finally able to leave him. And he was working the night shift at McDonald's, and I was home with the kids. And one night while he was working, my best friend came down to Canasteel, helped me pack we pretty much left with the clothes off on our back. We just left everything behind. And we just, had some pardon me. We just had some garbage bags full of, stuff that we took with us, but the majority of the stuff that I had, I just left it behind. And so, but yeah, I was able to get an apartment through Arbor, which they help with women from domestic violence, and so they were able to get me a place for me and my kids pretty quickly, and we were able to get out. And yeah, I left right in the middle of the night, and I mean, it's really amazing because I had gone to, when I was getting Josie in her new school. She was still in elementary school at the time, and I was getting her in there, and she had been going there for a little while. And I went in there for like a parents teachers conference or something, and the teachers are saying that her attitude had completely changed, because before she was like really angry and screaming a lot, and but after I left, my ex, she was a totally different little girl. And my son, he was still in middle school, and I found out later, after, everything was said and done, that he was actually afraid of my ex, which, that makes me really sad that he was afraid of him. He never did anything to my son. He never hit him or anything like that. I would have turned into Mama Bear if he had ever done that. Yeah, I remember one time he yelled at him, and I remember telling him, it's like, he's not your son. You won't talk to him like that. Yes, I did. And the whole thing was, I was unhappy. I was trying to find a place to go, but nobody could, put us up. Nobody had room for me and, two autistic, children. And I understand that. It would be very hard to put in, bring in me and, two, special needs children. And so I pretty much just had to deal with it until I was able to get out of that situation, which I did. And the funny thing is, the next day after we got, we left, and we had gone down there to, see, what was going on in the house, because people were saying he hadn't gone back to work or anything like that. And I was afraid that he had committed suicide, because people would go by the house and the van. I left the van as well, because he had the van with him while he was going to work. And the van was, in the driveway, hadn't moved an inch. And I was worried he had, done something, because he had told me on some occasions about, suicide, and that was just a manipulation thing towards me, because with all the stress and everything, I had just got so fed up that, because I had stopped smoking for 7 years, but with all the stuff that I was putting up with him, the emotional and the physical abuse, that I started smoking again. And when he found out about it, he was telling me, that Satan's whispering in his ear, telling him to jump down the stairs, to die. Which is, manipulation from him. And I just needed, finally, I saw, the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was finally able to get myself and my kids out of that situation. And like I was saying, we pretty much left with the clothes on our back, and I had to buy everything new. The only thing I had brought with me, it was when he threw the laptop across the room. Obviously, it broke, and so he had bought me a new one, and that came out of the $1,000-some I had saved up for the move to Hornell. And so he had bought me. It was just a little cheap laptop. It wasn't anything special. And it was brand new, still in the box, and so I brought that, and the kids' clothes, and pretty much, that was it. Some odds and ends and stuff that we would need. And my mom helped me out a big time with helping with, she'd gotten me inflatable mattress that me and my son slept on for a good week when we got there. It was either me and my son or me and my daughter, I don't remember. One of us had a pillow or a mattress. My mom had a bed, and she gave that to us. I think that went to Anthony. So he was upstairs sleeping on his bed that Mom gave him. But she didn't have another bed, and so it ended up being that Josie and I slept on the inflatable mattress for I don't know how many nights, but until we were able to get a bed. But yeah. And we were living in that. It was Section 8 housing for, women of domestic violence. It was a very nice, apartment. It was 3-bedroom, 2 baths. It was newly remodeled and everything. It was like God was right there on, watching over, making sure everything fell into place. And that we got what we needed. And yeah, I don't think I could have asked for anything better than, what we did get. I'll bring you down so you can watch me fill up my dishwasher. So yeah, if you're in a bad situation like I was, I know it's hard to, leave a situation like that. Especially if you don't have the means, like I ended up having, I was able to get the disability and stuff like that we needed to get out. But, I was able to get that, but doesn't mean, another person, in the same, type of situation would be able to have, that kind of help from the government. And it was nice too for my son, because when we were living there, and my son was in high school. I take it back because I told you he was in middle school. He was in high school, and the high school was just like a hot skip and a jump from the apartment that we were living in. So he would just get up in the morning and just walk right down the street. And when I'm talking about a hip skip and a jump, I mean it was just like right down the road. He would walk to the corner and cross the street, and there was the school. Yeah, it was that quick. That's garbage. But yeah, that was our life for a while there, until we were able to, get out of that situation. But I was telling you about the cleaning. And the house was so bad, and I would be, looking, I was like, okay, I want to, get this cleaned up, because it was so bad, and I would just be looking at the mess, and I just wouldn't know what to do. It's like, where do I start? How do I, it was so bad. I was like, where do I start? And I wouldn't know where to start, and I would just give up. That's like, and of course, that made you depressed. So your house is a mess, and there's nothing you can do about it. My best friend, Holly, she had come over on occasion to help me, with the cleaning and stuff. And because back then, I was depressed. I was like 470 pounds. That's how depressed I was. And not to mention, I had quit smoking. And for a lot of people, you quit smoking and you put on a lot of weight, which is what I did. Because I had my daughter, and I was already like 300 pounds when I was pregnant with my daughter. And so I can only imagine how big I got with Josie. There's a lot of food debris in here I need to clean out. But wash the sink, it's nasty. Put my little strainer in there to catch this food debris. I got my little mesh strainer in here to catch any food that might want to go down the drain. How are we at time? I can't see it. I'm not wearing my glasses. And as you know, I'm blind without my glasses. Yeah, I bought some wheels to replace the wheels that are on this chair. But my honey, he was like trying and trying to get the wheel off so he could replace it. And it would not budge. And I know the last time we had gotten new wheels to put on the chairs, there was a couple we couldn't do, but the chair would, still wheel fine. And so I was like, just leave them, and we'll just replace the ones we can replace. But yeah, this time around, the wheels are like getting sticking, and so they won't, wheel around. Yeah, sometimes the sink will get like a little clogged, and I just use a little pumping action with my hand to unclog it, and it works every time. I got a little bit of paint in here. I'm just using my nail to get it off. But yeah, that's better. That looks much better. Okay. I gotta wash off my coffee pot. Yeah, so the wheel sticks now. And so we can't get the wheel off to fix it, and so I'm gonna have to just replace the chair. It's gotten to the point where I'm gonna have to just replace the chair. This chair is really old too. I had this other chair, but I will be running this after I make sure I have everything in there. I found a fork. Yeah, the clothes are blocking my, and the wheel doesn't want to go. Yeah, I tried using the other chair, which the wheels will work fine on, but I just don't like how, because this one I have there's like little holes in the pillow, and so I can grab it when I go to sit down, but I can't do that with this one. Well, with the other one, because it doesn't have holes in the thing. Just washing this off real quick. I don't know if I told you in another video or not, but our coffee pot was having issues, and it would ooh, oh, I got on my white pants, damn it. It's probably going to stain them too. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, the coffee pot was, you would push, it would give you the different cup sizes, and you would, choose the cup size you want, and it would run for like a second and then stop. And so I looked up on Google, different ways to, fix it, and I did everything they told me to do. I'm gonna wash out. It's hot. I'm gonna wash these pants while I'm wearing them with some soap, and hope hopefully it won't stain. Yeah, my leg's gonna be a little wet. That's fine. I'd rather it be a little wet than have them be stained. It's hot. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, my hot water gets really hot. Yeah, that was hot on my hands. Okay, there. But yeah, I think I hopefully got it. I hopefully got all the coffee off my white pants. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the coffee pot. You'd hit the, the 10-ounce cup. It would run for about 2 seconds and then stop. So I Googled it. How do I fix this? And what I had found was they're saying, first of all, try to unplug everything, like it will reset it. And so I unplugged everything and let it sit, hoping it will reset it. That didn't work. And then they are saying, well, put 2 holes in the K-cup, and that should do it. And so I did that. That didn't do it. And then they are saying, well, take, unplug everything and take the, the water reservoir off and, push the little plunger in the bottom and tip it upside down and dump out any kind of water that's inside it. And so that's what I was doing. I was pushing the little the plunger thingy and dumping. There was quite a bit of water in it too. I was quite surprised. And so I got all the water out, and so I plugged it back in. And I tried to run it, and it still didn't work. So I was like, okay, I tried everything they recommended, so it's time to buy a new one. So we bought a new one, and it's right over here. That's the new one. So we come home, and I was like, I'm having me a cup of coffee. I hadn't had a cup of coffee all day because it wasn't working. And so then my honey, he goes to, just try it one last time to see if it'll work. And it works. It was working fine, and it's been working fine ever since. I don't know if I should have just, waited a little bit. Maybe it needed to reset itself or something. It's a little internal, computer or whatever. But yeah, it's been working fine ever since. I don't know why, but I ain't gonna complain. But now we have 2 coffee pots, so I'm keeping that one over there until, just for an emergency. For an emergencies. Well, I can't see the time. I think it says 20 something. I can't see it. I'm blind. But I'm going to, put this stuff away off camera. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Right here, you're going to see my little face. You can click on it. Click on it if you would like to subscribe. Up here, a playlist, something similar to what you just watched, and a video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. But again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye.